So each year, the Finance Department works with the City Manager's Office to prepare the annual budget. This goes to City Council approximately in September. City Council then has the opportunity to review that budget. In October, we take formal presentations to City Council, answer any questions they have. They have to create the appropriation and have a public hearing. Citizens are allowed to come in and voice their opinion for or against any of the items that are in the budget. Once that is done, City Council will then approve the budget for the next fiscal year.
I think one of the misconceptions is that there's no real basis or foundation for why we do what we do, and that's absolutely wrong. Our basis and foundation is that we are data-driven. We absolutely rely on data and community input and the information that we receive from the community through surveys, through things like Speak Up Arvada, through neighborhood meetings and other things along those lines that measure how we're addressing certain issues. We look at all that information and determine how to allocate our resources. I am most mindful of the City Council's priorities and the community's priorities.
One of the items that comes up in each of our citizen surveys each year is the desire to keep costs down and services up. And that requires City Council to be fiscally responsible, along with each one of us. Arvada has a 2-year budget and does a 10-year financial plan. And currently for 2019 and 2020, we're working on the second year of our 2-year budget. And that would actually be 2020. One of the benefits of a 2-year budget is that you're not trying to redo the budget each and every year. You're creating the budget in the first year, and then in the second year, you're revisiting your assumptions. So that does allow council to look out further on the budget. The budget is literally tracked every day. At the end of every month, we close out each month, balance it out, and compare that to budget. And then 4 times per year, we do a quarterly financial report. We prepare and present that to City Council, and then that's available online. Part of what we do is create estimates for both the revenues and the expenditures. Sales tax is over 70% of the revenue we receive. Then we have use tax, auto use tax, building use tax, and general use tax. And then the smallest revenue that we bring in from a tax perspective is property tax. We receive 4.31 mills on a home. So another way to describe that would be if you live in Arvada and you live in a $300,000 home, your average mill rate that you're paying, the total amount of property tax that you're paying, is probably around $2,000. Arvada gets $80 of that. So you can see from a property tax perspective, we don't get a lot of money. We have an operating budget and a capital budget. The operating budget is what you would think of as your routine budget. It includes salaries and includes road maintenance, park maintenance, power, heat, light, energy, anything that you would think that's normal operating dollars. So the capital budget's a little bit larger. So we define this as projects that are either larger than a certain dollar amount or will last longer than 5 years. So new parks, new buildings, items that are pretty big in nature.
Oftentimes, there's a lot of different priorities that are out there, and so we really have to rank those priorities and deal with them in a manner that is consistent with what the council and the community wants. For example, our community has told us that street maintenance is very important. About 8 years ago, we were allocating about $3 million to maintenance on our streets. We're now nearly $10 million each year, and we usually add some funds to that. So we've more than tripled our investment in our street maintenance program in response to community concerns. Well, our budget process, the most unique part, I believe, is that we relate it to the City Council strategic plan and performance measures that let us know whether or not we are allocating our resources in a manner to achieve the results that the City Council wants us to achieve. The other thing that's unique about our budget is we project it to be long range. So we not only develop a 2-year budget that's updated every year, but we also develop a 10-year financial model.
10-year financial plan makes the city a little bit more conservative, but what it does is it makes sure that anything we put in play today, we can pay for over the entire 10-year period of time. But by being conservative and not having those high highs and low lows, we're able to survive recessions a little bit better than most.